What's up guys, Timmygammer here and welcome back to another video. So today I am gonna show you how to beat heroic mode. So what is this mode? Well, you go on the normal stages like relic runes, thief codes and skeleton tombs and all that, and you do the heroic stage. So when you get 8 star crystals, you will then unlock 1 awesome star, and with that star you can craft the epic. So if we look at the epic, here it is on the screen. So it is pretty neat. Stats are pretty amazing and all of that, and it's a mono water, so I am missing only 1 star crystal to craft it, so it's gonna be pretty soon. So yeah, so today I am gonna give you tips and tricks on how to simply get it fast, and even if you don't have good armors, just tips to get it. So first of all, the relic runes. So you will fight earth monsters, and the boss is earth and fire. So I suggest using a spirit armor, because then you're gonna kick ass. Yeah, and don't use air armors, because that's it. Just so when you do these, each stage, like, I am gonna tell you what recommended armor and what discouraged armors should you use. So yeah. So then there is the Thief's Cove. So this is the second stage. So they are 29 water monsters, and the boss is also a mono water. So air is, if you have a really good air knight, you're gonna wreck this stage totally easily. But if you have fire, guys, you're gonna have a lot more trouble. So don't use fire. Then we have the skeleton tombs. So it is water, earth, and there is also a like semi-boss, and that boss is spirit. So yeah, and the final boss is spirit air. So I recommend using spirit for this, or maybe fire. And what I don't recommend is water and air. So yeah. So then we have flaming wildwood. So here there are a lot of fire monsters, and the boss is fire spirit. So I recommend fire or water, so that if you have both of these, you will totally wreck. But what I don't recommend is spirit and earth. The cold rock cranes. So all the monsters are air, and the semi-boss is water, and the final boss is earth. So I recommend using earth and air. And what you should not use is spirit and sometimes air, but I'm gonna stick to spirit. Then it's the fiery forest. So the semi-boss is air, all the like minions are spirit, and the final boss is spirit and earth. So I am gonna recommend a fire guy, and what you should not use is pretty much all of the other ones like air, water, or earth or stuff like that. So stick to fire. Then the riding cascade. The monsters are pretty much all the elements, so water, air, spirit, and so I recommend using not really nothing, because there's no element unless you got stars, unless you got like a star metal or kaleidoscopic. But I would recommend earth and spirit, and do not use fire and water. Guardian's Crossing. The monsters are air, fire, and earth. The final boss is earth and spirit. So I recommend using spirit and earth for the monsters and the mini boss, and for the final boss, really, I would recommend using spirit. So for the sparkling steps, the monsters are spirit, earth, and air, and the final boss is earth and air. So I would recommend using fire, earth, and spirit earth. And armors to not use would be air and water. For the blazing tides, okay. So for the blazing tides, the monsters are fire, spirit, and air, and the boss is fire. So I would recommend using fire and air and water. So yeah. So what you should not use is spirit and the earth. Caballero Desert. All the monsters are air, earth, water, and fire. And the final boss is water, fire. So I would recommend earth for the monsters, and for the final boss, air and water. And what to not use, like air, water, fire, and spirit. But yeah, for the Sunken Karak, the monsters are water, spirit, and air. And the final boss is fire and spirit. So I would recommend air and spirit for the monsters, and fire and water for the boss. And what you should not use is mostly like earth. So for all the Misty March, the monsters are earth, water, and spirit. And the final boss is earth and water. So I would recommend using water and spirit for the monsters, spirit, earth, and water for the boss. So, and what I don't recommend is using air, fire, and earth. For the Zephyr Plateau, all the monsters are air, fire, and spirit, and the final boss is air and water. So I would recommend using air and fire for the monsters, and earth and air for the boss. And what to not use, water, spirit, and earth. So for the Haunted Citadel, the monsters are gonna be earth, fire, spirit, and air. And the final boss is going to be spirit. So I recommend using fire. And what to not use, water, earth, and spirit. And yeah, so stick to fire. And finally, the Kingdom of Darkness. So this is gonna be a bit different because there is 6 stages. And all of these contain a boss at the end. So the first stage boss is spirit and air. Then spirit and fire. Then mono fire. And by mono, I mean only one element. Then earth and water. For the 5th stage, spirit. For the 6th stage, spirit and fire. So, mostly I would recommend fire and water for the Dark Pit stage. And not too much recommend earth, spirit, and air. So yeah guys, this is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It took me a lot of time to prepare this because I went to each stage and did them and all that. So yeah guys, this is going to be it guys for this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Beep.